don't know what I just watched, but I liked it. I thought it was really just visually interesting. You were kind of just wondering, like, where is this leading? Is any of this gonna make any kind of sense? And it's just a feeling when you watch it. It's got this quality to it. It just makes it worth checking out.
An interesting take on infatuation. I think it was very mysterious and cryptic, but it was engaging all the time. Just to find out what's happening out there. I don't think I quite got the message, but I understand the general definition of their idea. I think it was a good, elegant, and well-made exploration of human body and being obsessed, I guess.
Very artistic piece. Loved the environment, the choice of props, the starkness of the piece. It was creepy and disturbing, and I know that that's what they were trying to get at, but just thought it was avant-garde and just a really cool kind of approach to filmmaking.
It is a brilliant yet creepy film looking at objectification, and it also looks at racism. Two parts. The objectification is that he's sitting in a room with nothing but women's mannequins and ripped up Barbie heads and legs, and how he is so obsessed with these body parts. And then the second part has to do with racism, with two black women in front of him and how he wants to paint them white, and he's obsessed with their collarbones and their navels, and then lies them down on the floor and puts blindfolds on them, and then by the end they are standing with hoods on their heads at the back of the room, cast off. It is a sickening yet brilliant film touching on this theme. Very, very effective and well done.
Deeply disturbed me, and maybe that's the point. There's this white man who is trying to work out in his mind what would make a perfect woman, or what would make a woman worthy to him, instead of appreciating them for who they are, and their imperfections and their differences. He's treating each with violence, and he even steps on a few of them and murders them. At the end, I was very angry because here I was watching him objectify all of these women, and there was no consequence for him at the end. I know that this film seeks to evoke the viewer's emotions, which it surely does, and it definitely got me processing, feeling, got me sensitive and vulnerable, and it really matches what it seeks to accomplish.
One thing I found very interesting about the film was how his fingers are like turned into like paintbrushes kind of, and like he would like just paint with just his fingers, and like the flashes worked very well with the mood of the film. Like I feel like it all worked together so well to tell this story. And, you know, from the very beginning, him laying around, like, discombobulated mannequins and stuff like that, and breaking apart the Barbie shows, like, kind of his control and infatuation over, like, women's bodies. So I think that it worked very well, and it was a very satisfying, like ending when the two women are looking at each other and, like, consoling each other, kind of. So, yeah, I really enjoyed this film.
Certainly an apt title for this short film. We often see a kind of social discussion on black bodies, particularly black women's bodies, and how they often can be fetishized to a certain extent. But we don't necessarily see that here, because the parts that are focused on, like shoulders and the stomach, are not the parts that we are typically discussing as being overly fetishized by media, by individuals and whatnot, and black women. So it's interesting, whether it was intentional or not, that the creators of this short chose those specific areas to focus on, and not obviously the more sexual areas of the human body. And it's obviously very experimental in nature and not meant to carry a traditional narrative from beginning to end. and I think can be discussed in a lot of different ways. Again, particularly centering around the idea of race and how we treat Black women's bodies differently than white women's.